The National Human Rights Commission (NHRC) on Friday held the January edition of the monthly dashboard on human rights. The Human Rights Dashboard Observatory provides an overview of current human rights violations which the Commission had collated across the 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Speaking at the event, the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Tony Ojukwu, highlighted that in the month of January 2025, the Commission received 169,850 complaints from their 38 offices. A reminder that human rights violations persist in diverse forms and at an alarming scale. While acknowledging the interventions of the Commission to reduce human rights abuses to the barest minimum, he lamented that the persistence of these violations raised critical concerns as to whether the Nigerian system is holding perpetrators accountable while protecting survivors from further harm, among other salient issues. The NHRC scribe called on all stakeholders to commit themselves to the fight against human rights abuses as he appreciates the efforts of their partner agencies such as the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) and the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights for their continued and unwavering support.
On human rights in Nigeria, it is a mandate the Commission holds exclusively, but is also a mandate that the Commission holds with high regards and with dignity. Our dashboard since January 2024, in partnership with UNDP, OHCHR, and the Global Alliance for National Human Rights Institutions, have really set the tone for how government should react and respond to human rights in Nigeria. In the primary level, the dashboard contains complaints from our 36 state offices, our Abuja Metropolitan Office, and the headquarters in Abuja, monitored through our complaint system, and secondly, through our observatory. Our Human Rights Observatory is a virtual platform that we have established to monitor and track every human rights violation in Nigeria, whether reported to the Commission or not. Next. For the month of January, we still continue to see a lot of challenges regarding human rights in Nigeria. Compared to January 2024, the complaints we received in January 2025 is enormous, and you are going to see that. The ES has already given you the figure, but our next slide would give you a comparison between the two Januaries, January 2024 and January 2025. We continue to witness mass casualty events in Nigeria every month. In December, the mass casualty event was the food sharing stampedes that we had. In January, the mass casualty events are fuel tanker explosions. The fuel tanker explosions are triggered by two major factors. The first one, of course, is the bad roads, lack of regulation, and of course, careless drivers. The second factor is Nigerians and our quest to make good of every situation. We are probably the only country in the world where when a tanker spills fuel, instead of running away, we rather gather around it, either taking pictures or scooping fuel. And this also has to do with the poverty situation in the country. So as human rights practitioners, we are not quick to judge the victims, but we should rather be quick to raise issues with the system that has perpetuated poverty and inhuman conditions of people. Killing of law enforcement continues, and including now members of our armed forces. And we are worried about the resurgence of Boko Haram in Borno and Yobe states, as well as Lakaura set in the northwestern part of Nigeria. So if we can go to the next slide to look at our January complaint, as the Executive Secretary has said, we are having a total of 169,850 complaints in the month of January. This is a 100% decrease from our January complaint, which was around 300 and something thousand. But however, when you compare the month of January 2025 to the month of January 2024, you will see almost 1,000% increase. And that is represented by the slide you have over there. I am sure you are being precluded from seeing the down figure. The down figure is 1,147. That was our opening complaints total in 2024, January. 1,147. So you can compare that with 169,850 1 year after.